numbers from the UFC White House event. We finally got those beautiful numbers last night, and we will be discussing them on this show. We're also going to talk about the Conor McGregor interviews and the fallout from them, and perhaps the expectation of Irish people versus the expectation of combat sports fans. What way do we cover Conor McGregor in 2026? And of course, that's not all we've got, guys. We do have the hilarious banter section towards the end and super chats. But before that, we're going to talk about Tyson Fury. That's right. Remember that guy? CFTC approved federally
thing, and he's going to be in Guantanamo Bay by the end of the week. For sure, there's no way it could possibly go well. I'm glad to see that you made it back. And you know what? Brought us a lot of local color from our nation's capital. We all appreciate it.
I only saw maybe 2 or 3 people being stuffed into like unmarked vehicles and being whisked away, and I wasn't one of them, so we'll take that as a victory, you know.
And what did you know? You got popcorn.
What were you able to accomplish as far as the reflecting pool? Did you drop by there and help out at all?
All I saw was the Just Bleed guy just standing over it like all tall through the afternoon shadow. It was nice. It was cool. I really liked that.
As a guy who worked the summer, it's been a while since I used those skills, I'll be honest with you, but there was a time when I was quick with a skimmer to just like clean the bottom of that pool, get up out of there onto the next one, carrying big ass hoses over my shoulder and everything. I mean,
it saved some lives. The reflection pool goes there.
Is it really? It's only knee deep.
I think you saw the scene in Forrest Gump, right? That was what I found out. I understand.
Actually, right at the top, right there.
Where Jenny comes running across the and I was like, wait a minute, she's only like up to her knees? What the hell is this? That's where I learned a lot of important American history, honestly.
There's a lot of strong feelings about Jenny, and I'm not going to get into them now because I get too emotional, and I don't want to desecrate the memory of Jenny. But I have very strong feelings, and I think she was a wicked woman. No, we have to talk about Alex Pereira now, guys. I said what I said, okay? And I'm standing up. Okay? Jenny broke that man's heart and used him, okay? Used him.
If you read the book, you found out.
What are the odds? They're frozen up. What are the odds? Cheers, bros.
Seriously?
It was a book. It started as a book. In the book, he does a little time as a pro wrestler. In the book, he's also a big ape, like a he's not quite as like he's like a big brute kind of guy. But the book is wild.
Fuck you, Jenny. Anyway, Alex Pereira, guys, was on Ariel Helwani's show, and I mean, it's been the topic of much discussion, and once again, it is poor old Cyril Gane in the old crosshairs, because Alex Pereira feels he's been about a few times. Let's have a listen to what he has to say.
When you watch the fight, how many times do you think that you were hit illegally in the back of the head? What is your count?
Quando você assiste a luta, quantas vezes você acha que
I might have messed my pole up a little bit.
legais na luta?
Bom, aí não dá pra ver direito, né? Tem muitas pessoas a ver.
Well, many people see different things, right? But like I even posted a video yesterday. Some people say it's 9, some people say
Yeah,
it's
what it
3,
is,
some
I
people
may
say
do that.
6, some people say it's 11. Posted a video yesterday showing the marks on the back of my head, at least 3 or 4, like you show pictures. Because, especially when you're talking about heavyweight fights. Okay, any weight class that can count, but a heavyweight, the damage is actually way more escalated because a heavyweight fights more power. So it makes a lot of damage, those shots in the back of the head.
I'm not going to ask you for your opinion on this just yet, because we have many voices in combat sports who have weighed in on such an issue. Here's what Herb Dean has said with a friend of his who he's drawn on in the back of his head.
The rule that we're talking about is the back of the head, and that's confusing because it's different than boxing. And the way we enforce this rule is we focus on the nape of the neck, and that's really the call. The nape of the neck for occipital junction also covers the spine, and covers a line right here with one inch barriers either side. So right here.
Blue 31.
This is what we go over in the rules meeting. I will let them know that this area is about off limits. That this area is fair below. Here is a fair below. Come to the side, you can see it here. Here is a fair below. Here is a foul.
The Maple Connector expertly described.
No, look the other way. Don't look at me. Look away, you idiot. Why are you staring at
I
me?
think Herb did exactly the right thing.
Oh, my God.
A lot of them punches caught the ear. I thought they were a lot. Damn! But some were not.
Bro's
but
like
it was just-
staring at
it's a
me.
fist fight.
Like, dog, stare where someone can come from.
And we do have rules.
What is your
It's
moke?
happening very quickly, and some of
Bro
the
walks right-
that he was doing was,
Oh, my God. Small bus tinted windows.
I think when he's aiming, like he's moving too, so it's causing some of the it's causing some of
I mean, it's just disheartening, bro.
And I talked to Herb about it, and I think Herb has looked at it in depth, and he's looked at a video, and he's going to probably try to do something that shows a little bit more cleaner about what exactly happened. But I don't think you can interrupt a sequence like that with that much action going on.
Now, I should say that Alex Pereira said he was going to appeal this, and he really wants to continue at heavyweight, and he wants his rematch. So I guess the
Blue 31.
what should have happened in this circumstance? And you know, compared to wherever you said, possibly compared to Herbie. Chuck, how do you feel when you saw this, and in the moment when you think that's a lot of the back of the head, and where you think this to get this scenario?
No, I mean, sitting among media, in the media center for this car, there was a lot of people like, dude, is that the back of the head? No, obviously, like, you're watching it in real time. These
I'm still tripping the dude
blows are coming
was staring at me instead of looking for the enemy.
Kind of go up, it kind of continues the elongation of the spine. But what about the top of the head? You know, like the top of the back of the head, that Friar's bulb right there. Because that's honestly, when you go back and that's kind of where the elbow is, right? Like there's like an elbow or two. I'm still unclear.
Let's go, bro.
Into gray area. And I wish he would have kind of addressed that a little bit.
Pretty Ricky with the blicky, what's going on?
Again, I thought it seemed. I side more with Herb than I do before. At first, I was like, hey, dude, if it's a foul, and I mean, even if you see it in the lynching sequence where you're trying to put a guy away, if you see a blatant foul, we've seen it in the past where guys are going like, hey, whoa, that's the guy that the guy when he's down in the face or something like that. We've seen this happen. So, you know, if it was totally clear, the second viewing, as a group as team, he should have done that. But in watching looked like maybe
Sorry, just that last point of you saying, and it seemed outrageous to see in the heat of the moment that kind of more okay with their sports action.
yeah, in the end, I agree with her getting stuff in. A couple of shots were
A setback.
it wasn't any like a magic stand. It didn't seem like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is one of the things. When I went to in Las Vegas in January, the point that they made over and over again was that there's a difference between, you've got a guy flattened out and just hammering the back of his head with these range of motions, and you should clearly stick your heart.
There's still a guy behind you. There's still a guy behind you. Elbow. There's still a guy behind you. Oh my God. Well, I feel like I'm in the classroom, the one with like 6 kids. Not the one with like 30.
Thanks again to our sponsors.
That exact scenario where I'm open and ask what you want her to do there. Because he steps in at that moment where Gon has dropped Alex Pereira and is clearly sensing that a finish is close, it's possible. And so he's pouring it on. He's going all after him, like going all out, trying to finish that fight. And we imagine, you know, an elbow or two catches the back of the head. Herb steps in, calls time, stands them both up, sends them to neutral corners, warns Cyril Gane, checks on Alex Pereira, you know, what, somewhere around 45 seconds to 90 seconds.
Let me see what we're doing.
Time periods. Gives Alex Pereira a chance to recover, to kind of catch his breath, to get his bearings, and then also probably going to restart him on the feet. That would be a significant intervention in that fight, especially from that moment where it looked like Alex Pereira's in trouble and could be finished any second here. To do
These
that,
the same people?
stand them up there, give that warning, and take a point, even whatever.
Oh, bro.
That is going to change the flow of that fight. And if Alex Pereira comes back and wins that, you know, maybe they restart it. He lands a punch, knocks out
We get
Cyril
out of
Gane.
that party.
Then people are going to turn around and be like, Herb put his
No,
thumb
bro,
on
they
the
about to
scales.
hold on, bro. They about to stick
And
me
that's
with
why
that people.
I think
Nah,
that
I'm
we
not doing
gotta
that again.
have a little bit of
Hold on, man.
grace for these referees.
I gotta bring
because
that back.
It's such a difficult job.
I was fucking around
Every
with
single
buttons and they
decision
put me in that lobby
is
again.
A play at home plate in the bottom of the ninth.
All right,
It
there
can
we go.
affect the entire outcome of the contest every single time.
There
You
we go.
intervene. You know, it's like
But my forehead's looking shiny as a motherfucker. You see that?
cameraman in a nature documentary where it's like if you get involved when the lion's trying to take down a zebra, you have interfered. You have changed the natural course of what's going to happen there. And so, like, I can understand why he opted to sit back. It'd be one thing if you had repeated shots over and over to the same spot on the back of the head, and then you'd be like, okay, you can't do that. You obviously know that. But it's like one hits the back of the head, then the next one hits the side of the head, and then the next one hits maybe the back of the head, and then two more on the side. It's like it's a very dynamic, fluid situation.
There we go. We're back
So
up.
I can understand why Herb opted to like, stay out of
Are
it.
we not?
I tend to agree that I think if he had have intervened in the situation, and you know Alex Pereira gets this break after being dropped legally, you know, like he is hurt in a legal exchange. He's on the ground and he is moving, as Andy Foster says, and it's the heat of the fray at that point. It's Cyril Gane smelling blood. I have an opportunity to finish this guy. I know Ariel asked Alex if he felt as though he was targeting that spot in the head, which is a very valid question. I don't feel he was. I just feel like he was like, let's get this guy out of here. And to Ben's point, if he intervenes, and Alex Pereira, a guy who we consider like, you know, we did in the lead up to that event, him and Ilya being these kind of dual-headed snake of the UFC's new superstardom, and he ends up winning the fight. That's a shitload more controversial than what actually played out here, Chuck, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Following the rules.
You've got like such a.
Know what to
is a talking point for us.
do.
I don't really know how much of a talking point this is for other people. You know what I mean? I know that the media and certainly within the bubble, but people outside of it, I'm not hearing too many people go on about this. The truth is, I mean, we have seen this in the past too, where guys take a couple.
Gotta charge the phone up.
Looking blows, and we don't ever revisit. It's just really that this was a marquee event. And I think there was a lot of people.
The socialites.
Including, people on down to just fans like just want them to win. You know, they just want to win. So you're going to look at it through the lens of they should have given them a chance to get there. They did, but it's kind of ridiculous.
I agree. Absolutely. I guess another element of this is the fact that Cyril is coming off a situation with Tom Aspinall, who is genuinely very even feel guy, you know, has said things along with his father, along with a lot of people who got behind it, that, you know, he felt as though Gane was a cheat. And then this situation for us, and as Chuck mentioned, like, this is the biggest event maybe UFC have ever done in terms of intrigue, of the whole year, all the event. The eyes of the world are on him. You see Donald Trump talking to Macron the next day about this event and how special it was. What does this do to Cyril? Do you think this happened?
I knew I should have did that. I knew it. I knew I should have grabbed him and moved him elsewhere.
Cyril Gane, is it deserved?
You know, it's very interesting to me, and I saw.
I knew it. I knew it.
And it's important that you compare the difference between.
All right, clean slate, make it count.
For the most part, by the most vocal particular fan after the Cyril Gane Tom Aspinall complaining about Aspinall. People were looking at Tom Aspinall being like, he found a way out of that fight. Dana White saying he chose not to continue. He got 3 bull fingers, bull thighs by Cyril Gahn, and people were still ready to blame Tom Aspinall more than they were Cyril Gahn. Cyril Gahn doesn't really face any of the consequences from that. He turns right around and ends up in this interim heavyweight title fight on a big stage at this big event. And so it's like it doesn't affect him at all. And then this one, he wins, drops out of the early shot, as you said, some questionable shots during the follow-up. But then the finishing goes awful. And we come away, people are madder at Cyril this than they seem to be for the Tom Aspinall. Where he ruined the entire fight against Tom Aspinall, might have ruined, or at least temporarily derailed Tom Aspinall's career. He still hasn't been able to come back. That was really serious. That was really unequivocally his fault, what he did. And then less criticism for that than he did for this one, where it's sort of borderline. I don't know how much of that is that he just love Alex Pereira that much, but he had a lot of fans that did it, so he wanted to win, so they'll go on.
Don't get shot from behind. I'm thinking, what should I have done here? Oh, wait, took that just that quick? Wow, okay.
Let's cause some chaos.
Showing previous fights, so he might have bent a rule or two. And you put it all together, and you come away going, he's a dirty fighter. You know, this is the problem with the You see it in great fight. It's a brand that sort of, when people stick that on you, they say, this guy's a dirty fighter. That can be tough to get off, man. That has to hold people around for a while. And we see other people who manage to always find ways to muddle the line between legal and illegal, or whatever, to take any sort of use. And so, but it seems like once you decide to label this guy's a dirty fighter, then they're looking for anything you might do that can help.
Right. Took a rocket launcher to the chin.
Well,
His name is literally Nice Guy. He's a nice guy, right? Hang on. Chuck, before I get to
Oh, here we go.
if you're watching on the Watch Network, Disney Royal Flag. If you're watching on YouTube, stay right there. Chuck, tell me. I mean, I'm the segment king. Abruptly stopping Ben to feel like we're going to do it. I'm a great point. Tell me, how do you feel about it? Because, you know, Ben has a good point. John Jones pointed to it. And we have footage of Tom Aspinall's father before he goes into that's the kill. We have footage of Tom Aspinall's father actually saying to Grace Caroline, but she's the back of the head. We have Lino describing how they had a long, lengthy
Right then I knew I should have went, put the foam out,
the back of the head.
and then made my next move.
And how do you think he's going to be referee the next time he goes out?
In some ways, it's a crazy thing. Like Ben is saying, I'm like, it's a crazy thing. I will say this, Alex Pereira.
Oh my god, dog. Will you not res people in the middle of a goddamn fucking fight, dude? I knew this Jamoke. He was gonna slide by, get his 2 fucking points. Ruin my excitement, ruin my fun, play like a cognitively disabled individual. I mean, what? I mean, like,
it's the smart play, and I wondered after this happened, because he seemed to be very gracious in defeat at first, right? Like, he seemed like he was handling it, and he's like, you know what, you don't do this unless you're a lawyer, and I have to do it. Now he's putting up with this. It's a smart play. He's thinking.
I mean, we're talking about just playing like a cognitively disabled person, bro.
I feel like there's almost enough.
Fucking, hey, let me res you right in the middle of 2 teams fighting while I'm getting shot at immediately.
So I can see a scenario.
It's what you call a human thumbs down, a walking human thumbs down. Yeah, so whoever got to the fibs on, I'm talking about you, bro.
Let's get the date going. Hang on, we've got unfinished business between Alex Pereira and Cyril Gahn. You wait out there, the champion. This exact thing, guys. I know Ben's been looking at this. definitely hoping for 2,000 looks to me. Tom Aspinall leading the pack there with 52%, but we're still not at 33%. And Waldo Cortez and Foster not getting trading going in the name.
Just happy to be on this.
Just happy to be here.
He's the first out. Tom Aspinall leading that because of course there's a narrative set up right there.
This is one of the reasons why I thought maybe you should have had Tom Aspinall in attendance at the event,
course.
so you could do a thing and help set it up. Might have made it more sense to have him there than it made to have Tyson Fury walk out in a sport coat with no shirt on.
That's the statement at the end, man. Okay, the list was made and it was sent to you this morning at a very early hour, so you can prepare yourself.
Right now, I'm just teasing a little bit about how we might talk about Tyson Fury walking out there and then being like, I ain't saying nothing. But like right now with Tom Aspinall, you have this thing where it's like, Joe Jon, unfinished business. Joe Jon gets the interim title. Gets it with, again, some questionable tactics that people are mad about. Tom Aspinall has the chance to go on here and be like, hey, look at this cheeky ass guy. Comes out here.
I'm losing these 2-on-1s. There's 2-on-1s.
Unfairly walking around with titles and stuff. And now, not only do I want to be for the sake of my own legacy and career success, I'm mad. I want to destroy him. He is evil, and I want to bring him down.
It's broken already. You're writing up a gunfight again. I mean, what a fucking human thumbs down, bro.
It's a heavyweight title fight.
I don't even know which guy was doing that, but I got a black ball for y'all, man, because I don't know who did it. I don't know it's Horder who did it. We go straight to my menu, bro. Guess who I'll never be playing with again? The bro who's trying to like fucking farm reses.
That should be just fight promotion 101.
You suck, dude.
That's the easiest thing in the world to do. And it just seems like the UFC is not thinking even a little bit down the road here.
Well, let's just make sure he's getting at least
Nah, let's get this guy out of here, man.
of the revenue that night, right? Like, it's a 125th, right? That's what we
like,
want.
Nothing but fair.
Look,
Yeah, I'm gonna block that player.
we're kind of poking around at this situation between Eddie Hearn and Dana White.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't think that Dana White wants. If he can make Pereira v. Gan 2, why the fuck would he give Tom Aspinall that position, given the situation with Eddie Hearn?
I guess
and
we'll
I
do-
hate that it is like that, but we know it is like that. Like, we know
We'll do the
it could
15.
potentially go that way. That's my fear in this
I
situation.
mean, do you really want to get into this? You want to wait until the segment because that's like a, you know.
I mean, this
segment
cowhead
more
is
of a
hard, bro.
Frank Warren.
Is your name on the back of the jersey?
Dana White, Eddie Hearn situation.
it
That's
is.
like a subplot.
Kinda
That's
hard.
like a subplot.
The biggest subtweet of this whole thing was Tyson Fury walking out there and Aspinall's not like, isn't it?
No, you're right.
It's just like there's nothing that could be more insulting than that to your heavyweight champion. Like, we have this guy who's we're gonna smuggle into the country because we can now. You know, we're gonna bring him in and he's gonna make the walk with no real reason, just another to be there.
I
And we're
really
not gonna have
hold on,
Tom
time out.
Aspinall, the guy who is the lineal, I guess, champion. Oh, wait, what would you consider? He's the heavyweight champion.
Undisputed heavyweight
Undisputed.
champion, right?
Okay, undisputed heavyweight champion. He can't be there though. He's not invited. That's
I thought this was corn
the
for
whole
like from a
opposition,
distance.
right?
It is. It's especially crazy if the thing that you're mad about is his choice of manager and what that manager is saying, like, and how it affects a larger beef that you have outside of the UFC. That to me is, I know there's no rules to anything anymore, and people get to say and do absolutely everything they want, and there's no consequences.
I want you to
for
prove
anything.
this later, Ben. I want you to try to prove that later.
We just don't live in that world anymore where there are rules, but it is
Irie,
extremely
everything,
shitty
Irie.
if you are telling a guy your career opportunities will be limited if you just choose
Is that
a manager
DJ
that
Honey?
I don't personally like.
Or
'Cause the UFC
D Johnny?
has gone with this approach to fighter management where anybody can be a fighter manager. It's not
These
like
are the
the
questions we
NFL
must
where
ask
there
ourselves.
are things you have to prove that you can do on test. You don't have to have any sort of qualifications. You don't have to have any specific education, any sort of background. You say, that's my manager. the guy who's standing over there, who is just like the lowest in my gym, which is how it happened for other guys for many years. Hi, that's your manager. You say, my dad, my brother, that's my manager, my mom. You've seen all those kinds of things happen. The UFC says, okay, that's your manager. You say, this former FBI employee, that's my manager. They say, all right, great. And so if that's the way it works, anybody can be a manager. It's up to you to the UFC work with your manager. Then I don't see how you can turn around and be like, we will not work with a heavyweight champion, or we will freeze him out because he chose a manager who is talking shit and we don't like it. Like that. If that's the way it works, then this is ridiculous. And it really highlights it if you're saying that's the way it works for your heavyweight champion. If you guys have a beef, it shouldn't really matter that much. Let everybody say what they're going to say in public. Usually what Hunter Campbell and YouTube, stuff like that, things that haven't happened before with other fighters in the UFC. It's just crazy to me that you're saying, hey, you don't really care that much. You're the heavyweight champion. This is very quotable and very profitable fight club, and one that makes sense, that the fans want to see, that has this unfinished business angle, and we want to see a conclusion to it, and you're going to be like, this is not the manager, therefore we're pissed off at you, so maybe not.
Leslie, you two are forced to make predictions. Who do you think will go down there?
I'd say Aspen, just because of, I mean, we're identifying, like, we had an interim fight, and we have seen this go once before. You have that interim fight because you're trying to make it to the champion, right? Like, you're trying to unify these things. It's all designed for, they don't go with, I mean, this heavyweight division is already, like, 9 steps off of the original line it was trying to walk, right? So, if they did that, it would just, I don't know, I feel like the whole thing would feel like shameless to me. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. This is, you can't get, like, the whole John Jones and Ganu, all of the things that have gone on, and now you don't go back to Aspinall when it's set up for you. You know, it would be like, what are you doing? So I think it's yeah, that is, I mean, especially if you look at some recent history, right? And you go, all right, you had the lineal MMA heavyweight champion, and you lost him. And then you pick up the pieces after that, and go through the period for John Jones, to jump in for a little while, and then retire before you can make big fights for him. Then you get Tom Allen, who's kind of a gift, right? Like, guy who has an exciting fighting style, big guy, looks the part, people are ready to get excited about him, and then kind of, no fault of his own, gets out for a while, gets a manager you don't like, and now you can work with him. Like, how many heavyweight champs are out there that you can go through? It's ridiculous that you just, at some point, like, you know, somebody's always telling you about how they keep running into crazy people everywhere they go. Oh, you're doing crazy encounter I had a store, crazy encounter I had a...
You're talking about me and Quebec. You're talking about me right now. That's what's happening. Okay? I'm a fact.
Bro got like at least 3 of my kills taken. That's all good though.
That's all I'm saying. And if you keep running into a bunch of assholes every day, at some point you gotta consider that the asshole is the man in the middle. Right?
the reflective pool.
Yeah, we so much is supposed to before we got this amazing teaser.
You're about to roll, aren't you?
It's on the lawn of the White House, and it is
Come back!
one of the most watched sporting events in the history of the world. I don't know what the total overall views are as of now, but I know that it was like well over, I think it was 150 million just by Monday. Just by Monday. So that's like the night of, and then people that watched the replay that weren't there when the fight was played, so they heard about it. But now between between then and now we're dealing with Tuesday. It's probably another 50 or something.
Well, the email came a few hours later. UFC Freedom 250 reaches 17 million total viewers in U.S. and Latin America on Paramount Plus. The Vegas live exclusive event, Paramount Plus history delivers 8.2 million average viewers across unprecedented 7,000 White House chart. And then we got some numbers at the end. Live average minute audience streaming viewers over 7 bouts, 8.2 million. US, 7 million. Latin America, 1.2 million. Viewers reached 17 million. US, 15.26 million. Latin America, 1.67 million. And there we have it, a beautiful graphic. 70 million. Thank you to Oscar Wilson. Sorry, thank you to Oscar Willis for sharing that out so we could read it. But
I'm worried that by Sunday it's going to be 1,000. So this is one of those things that when I first heard from the speculative numbers, it was Rubio. He said 1 billion worldwide.
still time.
And that number then after the event became 150 million. They're like, okay, that still seems excessive.
Are you beefing up there?
17 million, which seems very realistic and also very good. You know, if we're being the only reason it seems like it's a
Bro, stop beefing up there, bro. Come join the crew.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a very respectable number. Below to anything they've done in Paramount Plus. And I guess we wait to see since it was
I'm coming, bro. Where we going?
Right, I'm Paramount Plus exclusive.
I'm gonna go. Probably gonna go A.
Ended up being the bigger number to follow.
Fuck, missed it.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because clearly, we could all tell in advance. We didn't organize this event around the biggest. If we were going to do that, we would have put it on.
Oh, God, I fell off.
That it was a no-brainer. Put it on the CBS, make it available to absolutely everybody. It would have fit better with the narrative.
Yeah, I was only worried about the knife guy.
Something they said. More than
Just off principle. Off principle. What's up? If your first time here, welcome to
WKYA.
We are kicking your ass ready. Oh, check out that cannon. Dude, what the fuck? I can't. Boingy, boingy, boingy. Okay, we got it. I'm throwing fire on it. Hold on. Yeah, give us an extra couple of seconds.
We would like to take some of that money back, please. And so after the thing, you're like, what curiosity element there? And it just builds up a lot of people have not heard of it.
Oh God, what the fuck is happening?
And you know how it is, you can sign up for the thing.
Okay, get me out of here.
Make it discover that you actually love Pokemon games someday, you know?
Fuck away from that guy.
South Park.
Oh, there it is.
Agree to disagree.
How about this guy fucking leave me alone, bro? It's crazy, bro.
Once you get them in the door, then maybe they stick around, and that's how you build this streaming business. You build this streaming platform. Right now, outside the top 5 biggest streaming. So like, I understand.
Follow the rules.
When they were out talking about it, they had there's absolutely no way we're going to also do this. And so it seemed like it's just impossible to go out here and set for yourself a bar that you know you're
Okay, what did I do? I hit the wrong button.
because right, Chuck, like these are good numbers. Like in the context of the Sunday night event, right? Rain delay, so that the thing doesn't even start until 9 p.m. Eastern. On a Sunday, you know, that's not Saturday night. People got to work in the morning, man. They're going like, all right, I'm still sticking with this thing to watch it on a streaming service that only has 79 million. I mean, and 25. So what we compare to the mandate, which is much more platform and even better time. It's also you're on the tail end of the big weekend.
Good enough.
Weekend of the World Cup finals, day after the NBA finals wraps up. It's the same day, but later in the day, that the Stanley Cup finals wraps up. It's like the last offering of the weekend. You got all these things kind of working together, so you'll still be able to
Dude, can I not miss every fucking shot?
good. And if you just hadn't been.
Oh, so let me just get the fuck away from that guy. That guy's a fucking menace, dude.
About over-promising in terms of numbers, it would look good.
Come on.
And instead, like you set this mark for yourself that makes it look bad by comparison. And for what? I don't understand what this other stuff is.
That feels like
Others-
bad. Like this
I
fight.
keep feeling like I hear it
In
so
the sense
mad,
of,
man.
like being hyperbolic is not something that's foreign. But like
I mean, maybe I'm not. I feel like I was.
do that. But this seems like you're only setting yourself up because you're setting yourself up for failure.
Come on, come on, come on, come here, come on, come on, go this way. No, no.
You know, one thing that you could, I mean, it's blown away anything that the UFC has done so far on Paramount Plus, obviously. But like, if you were to say, I'm gonna
Follow the rules.
UFC White House card on Netflix, what do you think these numbers would have been then? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's obvious. The thing is that's already built. It's got 325 billion. That's like that's already built. This is and to even come close, I mean, even get in the range of it, given those discrepancies. I mean, that seems to me like a slam dunk. I mean, they didn't. The numbers are very, very close. You know, like to each other in the end. So to me, the UFC, there's no reason. It's just straight up like why they have to promote it. It's going to be a billion people, typical numbers, all that stuff. That's the only thing.
Yeah, before we move on to this episode, if you are watching this on the Yahoo Sports Network, we'll be right back. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Right, so I guess the question is, this is a success, as you said, but weren't so...
My bad, wrong button. Still getting used to this controller.
They had, so many people they viewed, and possibly people will be reacting to it even better. So it is a success. My question is, we all want we were watching it on there's elements of this that would add so much to you know the big whatever they call it.
Look at these two fucking idiots.
Just the abstract location is not in the Is there any way to show that Paramount would look at it and see the success of it and being like, any chance we could do a bit more of this? We just need to do the White House, but could we
The
look
fucking
in
God,
something a
dude.
bit
Where was
more
my team at, bro?
I'd fucking like to see that.
Blistering
Yeah,
pace to
maybe,
spark
but
a
like when you hear Dana
sensational
White, when you're talking about the $60 million and all this stuff. But I mean, even in the aftermath, and I have no idea.
You might go and get a soda, man. Good job, Bosun.
Take a huge loss on this or to try and But dude, being around the UFC all week and the people involved, it was a Herculean effort, man, for them to put this on. So if
What time we got?
doing stuff at like, you know, building that whole structure at the White House and planning that festival, everything that went into that, I think we will never see that again. I don't think you'll ever see anything that ambitious again. But I could see scenarios where they're like, hey, anything out of the norm that we can actually trumpet as something other than just your usual UFC, right? Like, would appeal to them. Because I do think that my gauge is always the crudest gauge, which is like, how many people do you hear from that really don't pay attention to the sport? And I felt like I had a huge number of those people talking about this event this last weekend. So, yes, I think the broader you can make the appeal, I think that will always interest them.
Is it wishful thinking on my part here, Ben? That the boys not going to do shit. They're just going to say,
No, I mean,
baby.
I don't know if it, like, the thing to me that stuff like this and stuff like the Sphere reminds me of is that the UFC has a great live event production team.
Unbelievable.
And when
Big
you
time.
challenge them to do something, they always rise to that occasion and they pull off something amazing. Especially at this point. This would have been really, really easy to screw up.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest surprises for me was how crass this didn't look. Right. When it came to
25 more.
broadcast, and it really could have. And people were afraid that it was going to. Because when you saw that structure go up on the White House lawn, and a lot of people were looking at it and being like, wow, this looks like the county fair has come to town.
That's what it did.
This looks like you're about to put the Sizzler up there. Or the
Sizzler.
people are going to be like vomiting off the side of a roller coaster onto the White House lawn. And it kind of just looked like, oh man, what are we about to witness?
They did have
And
those
then-
nitro guys like zooming around on their bikes. remember
They
that?
did.
So,
That didn't
yeah.
help. That didn't help the overall
I
impression.
wanted them over the cage during the main event, not a hope. I mean, come on.
But then it's like when you actually saw it, like how it came
Oh,
off
wow.
on TV, The Marine Band added a lot of class. Honestly, a lot of class. They were the.
I feel like I already got this.
Surprising breakout star of this for me. But like even like the walkouts, everything that we're doing there, it came across as like way more understated and borderline.
That's a pretty epic outfit
than I expected it to.
Yeah.
And I never expected to hear myself say those words. And so it's like
you're expecting Apollo Creed to come down and like do the
living in America. What a fucking amazing. You're expecting it to just be like over the top, like Las Vegas has come to the White House lawn and vomited all over the thing. And instead, like you felt like, okay, like they really did something cool with this, and it would have been so easy to screw up. And so I do think it came for me as a reminder where you're like, they can do cool stuff.
Yeah.
If you give them more of a chance. Now, I don't think it has to be we move out of the arena model in order to do that. I think you could do a lot more cool stuff in arena. We see people do it all the time. Other fight promotions, other fight events in other countries, they do cool shit all the time. I've seen a KSW event where a woman in a giant spider costume was lowered from the ceiling as she sang a fighter's walkout music.
Yeah, but if they do that, the thing is going to be, it'll end up just being like, oh, this is goofy and it's circus-like and all that shit. It's just,
doing it most of the time, and it's very telling that we come right off this big White House event, huge spectacle, and what are we doing the very next weekend when we're trying to hold on to these new Paramount Plus?
Put me mid-match.
Back to the Apex, baby. Yeah. Let's go. And it's like, oh man, they have an opportunity.
I gotta see what's going on. Gotta get this vantage point.
We got this big event coming up in July. But still, it's like this shows they could do more interesting things if you just give them a chance to do it.
It strikes you guys as something like, how did you feel where the UFC is coming as the narrator of American history, like through the little vignettes? Like the UFC is all people are the ones like storyline. They never did get it. Never did get it. They never did get to them.
I don't think that's when you really added nothing. I don't
I went out my tea was
I would understand if the vignettes turned out to be not that interesting to see, because as like
Pretty Ricky with the blicky, what's going on?
Americans do not care if the UFC is retail. More Floyd, less narrative. More nitro. The flyover is one of those parts where I do wonder about who say no taxpayer dollars for that. I don't know who paid for the jet fuel.
I was fucking fired up there. Whatever happened, I was me and Dana White shared a mind for that moment. He was thinking back to the same thing. He was.
Where my teammates at? Where the mates at? Where the bros at?
And so I get the vignettes thing though. It just seems like it's very vague and like you kind of have like a rough idea of what you're trying to do.
Let's see what they're doing. I mean, they're killing each other.
Love it. I know I've made this point.
This bro, what is going on right now? Bro, no, dude, do not. Sheesh. The fuck happened here?
That kind of a thing. And what you see in the AI moment is just the three of them. It's a three-person expedition, apparently. On foot, the three of them are just walking. They walk into a stream without, I don't know, walking into a stream, but they're just like, walking. Now we're in the stream. No shameless has come over our physical presence at all. And one of them is just looking at what appears to be like a map. And he never looks up at the map and walks into the stream. You're like, what is it, a map? That's the whole point of sending you guys out there, that we didn't have a map.
We teabagging them. We teabagging them. We teabagging them. Let's get a group teabag. Let's get the group teabag. Let's go, boys.
It's like, well, none of this seems like what human beings would do, and it also doesn't seem at all in line with the actual history of what you're trying to convey to us. And that's why I get mad at the AI stuff. It's like, if you had to get human beings to go out there film this stuff, at some point in the process, somebody will be like, hey guys, wait a minute. This doesn't make any damn sense.
Some AI shit. I don't know.
GPS is all there is. It's like, we didn't have GPS.
Somebody at some point in that process has been like, this is dumb. We should do something else. We should change this somehow. And with this AI,
It's great. What is going on? Where's the box head? What's in the box?
That was what we were thinking. That's all.
AI is a better system.
Ah, caught the knuckle. That's right. I was too aggressive. I should have opened it up and threw a fucking fire in there and then left.
Since we started this thing, Conor McGregor.
Oh, he do the moves.
And it is not sitting well with the Irish people. Jimmy
Bro,
Fallon
you go
in
for it. Just go.
particular
Just go. Play
is
smart.
under fire, according to many.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Much of the frustration seems to be coming from Ireland, of course. November 2024. One of the biggest stories of the year in Ireland was McGregor losing his civil sexual assault case in Beatrice Handy County Raper, Dublin, 2019.
Fuck out of here.
Huge overhang. A lot of people very, very upset about it. We even have
There's three coming up. There's three coming up. If you have a fire, throw a fire on there and get the fuck out of there. Just poke.
She's sharing out a complaint to NBC to get people to bombard. And honestly, I've been taken back by how many people have been posting about this.
Thank you, bro.
A great tweet here from Anthony Stevens, who covered this emotion better than anyone in the world as far as I'm concerned. Here's what he says. From reaction I've seen so far, Conor McGregor's return is being entirely embraced as business as usual in America. Irish reaction is completely bewildering that he faces zero pushback from Ireland for losing a civil case in which he will be. That is an Irish view of the situation. It is much more endurance than that. McGregor will have to take orders in Ireland, be it far
Did we just get a team white? Did we just get a team white?
The most controversial figure in the country. I think he is.
Oh, I was going to hit the button, but I got fucking poked.
And there was a lot of disgust online with this. I even saw myself, I had an article out about Conor, his return.
Nah, don't worry about getting me. Don't worry about getting me.
Embracing it so quickly. You know, people straight away.
Throw a mine on that motherfucker, yo.
One show where he's speaking about all as far as overwords for the situation.
Oh, I'm on the screen.
A lot of people just seeing him there. He's back. You can feel this energy.
Look at me getting a close-up of the winner. Getting a close-up of the winner. Check it out.
We've only had those McGregor events with Poirier and Abu Dhabi.
Let's go. Let's go.
A winner. Fight for the Aldo fight. Like, they want those moments. They want the one-punch knockouts, the one-liners, and there's a great appetite to see this in the UFC, which we say all the time is lacking.
Zero assists. That's what I'm talking about.
Massively contrasted to Ireland, where McGregor, as I said already, he disgusts an awful lot of people. I mentioned in my article, I had people telling me, you know, you are trying to groom this man's reputation, speaking about like that, which definitely wasn't the intention or the thing that I was trying to do with the article. But I guess I want to have a conversation about how we cover Conor McGregor, and really, are Irish people expecting way more than they should have from Jimmy Fallon then?
Yeah, well, Jimmy Fallon in particular, I feel I do want to know, have Irish people seen this show before?
Right.
Because it's not.
I don't know if we have it.
It's not Charlie Rose, you know, it's not like 60 Minutes, or at least what 60 Minutes used to be.
It's more like, hey, grab a tambourine, let's play some music, man.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing we've seen about Jimmy Fallon is he'll do that for anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody they book on that show, he's going to be just excited to meet them. He's not going to ask like probing, hard-hitting questions. But it's a thing.
Sounds like people out front playing goddamn
in our
a mixture of 2 Chainz and Lil Jon.
You want to talk about some hilarious
like a mixture of Lil Jon, 3 6 Mafia, and 2 Chainz.
I can't believe this, man.
The thing is, it's going to be tricky for all of us.
Dude, I'm not loving this
right now because
it doesn't even show you the animation here, which is whack.
We know that.
I thought about this one, but it's not that.
A lot more attention.
And this is the only one for this one.
And yet it also comes with a lot more baggage.
Let me see what the animation is for this one.
And it's only gotten tougher, and it's only gotten more complicated to find a way to talk about. We used to go through this with Mike Tyson. I remember whenever I'd write anything on Mike Tyson, and people would be like, "Why didn't you mention that he is a convicted rapist?"
That's it.
And you'd be
That's
like,
it. Like,
"Okay, I understand what you're saying, but you're also like, do I have to mention it every single time I write about
Right.
Mike Tyson, or at a certain point do we assume the audience knows this about Mike Tyson? And also, like, to what extent do I have to? Do you just like?"
nope.
The first paragraph, you're like, Mike Tyson, former heavyweight champion and convicted rapist, was in Las Vegas today. Like, it's weird to know how to handle that. And with Conor McGregor, it's also going to be a weird thing. And
Yeah.
it puts us in a strange situation as sports writers and sports media people that I don't know if we always know exactly what to do with it. Because on one hand, hey, the whole reason anybody cares to read about this guy, or hear us talk about this guy, is because of his work as a professional fighter. That's what we're talking about when it comes up. Here he comes. He's going to fight again. That's what the big story is.
What time is it?
All this other stuff is stuff he brings with him that you can't ignore. But you also, it's like how.
Think about going to grab a brew to the ski.
When in
Yeah, let
fact
me do
what we're
that.
talking about
I might go
is that
stream
he's
on
going
Twitch.
back to fight another man in a cage.